This is not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. Listen, Nvidia is going to be on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. I believe this is huge. This tells me that the markets have accepted Nvidia as a permanent big dog player. And what makes it even more sure to me is the fact of whose place Nvidia is taking. They are pushing out Intel to add Nvidia to the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And Intel has been making some mistakes, in my opinion, over the last 18 months. I mean, they were the number one chip producer. When you saw those computers that said Intel inside, you thought you had something great. But somehow, Intel has dropped the ball and Nvidia has taken over. The fact that Nvidia is replacing Intel on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, in my opinion, is so huge. But it just supports what I've been saying for the last couple of months when it comes to Nvidia. I believe that stock is going to continue to grow. I believe doing put credit spreads on Nvidia is going to print money every single week. Bottom line is this. As long as we are pushing AI, as long as AI is improving every single quarter, Nvidia chips are going to be in demand. I mean, there's no other outcome but a demand for those Nvidia chips. And the entire market sees it. And whoever determines who's on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, they see it also. Like, I don't know what the criteria is. I didn't look it up. But the fact that they're pushing out Intel to add Nvidia is a major milestone to me. And it just solidifies what I said about, I believe Nvidia is going to continue to grow. And I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell Nvidia. I'm not telling you to do weekly or monthly put credit spreads on Nvidia. I'm telling you that based on everything I'm seeing, and we get additional evidence every other week, Nvidia is a big player, and they're going to be a big player in the game for years to come. And that's why I believe Nvidia is going to make a lot of people a lot of money if they do their research, if they learn the market, if they get themselves better educated. In the last 4 years, my investment intelligence has changed immensely. Okay, immensely. I am a totally different trader than I was 4 years ago, and I am not a day trader or a scalper. I have decided, and this is just my opinion, this is just what I think works best, but other people, you can do what you want. You need to invest based on your own investment strategies, based on your risk tolerance, based on your education and experience. But I have found over the last 4 years that companies that have great fundamentals, that have big institutional ownerships, tend to keep going up, and the bad actors, the naked shorters, don't bother them as much. They don't bother them as much because they know if they get caught with their hands in the cookie jars messing with one of the major companies that's owned by the institutions, the DOJ and the FBI and the SEC will step in and hold people accountable. But if you're robbing and stealing from stocks that are majority owned by retail investors, the SEC doesn't care, the DOJ doesn't care, the FBI doesn't care. So while I still hold my AMC shares, I still hold my GME shares, and if they push it down a certain amount, I buy more. I have shifted my investments into companies that have great fundamentals, that have great growth potential, in my opinion, based on my limited research, because I am dumb money, and the institutions are deep in them. If the institutions are deep and the company has great fundamentals and has great room for growth, that's a company that I can make money with every single week, with calls, selling calls, buying calls, put credit spreads, and things of that nature. And I am not a real chart guy. I might look at the Bollinger Bands, the MACD, the RSI, the EMA crossover, the 50-day and the 200-day moving average, and that's about it. All the Fibonacci and all the other things that people might use, I mean, if it works for them, then that's great. But I don't like to sit around all day watching charts. I like to make a decision, set it, and forget it. But the fact that Nvidia is taking Intel's place on the Dow Jones Industrial Average is a major sign to me that Nvidia is going to continue to climb and the entire market sees it. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think Nvidia taking Intel's place on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, do you think that's a major sign that Nvidia is here to stay? Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.